Hey Razzball, how you doing? It's Nick Capozzi. Welcome to the very first episode of Razzball Radio on TV, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. You know what? And we're going to get right into this. You can watch how the sausage is made. Let me pull up here my man, Gray Albright. Gray, welcome to Razzball Radio. Hey Gray, where are you?
Am I on?
Yes, you are on. Hey buddy, how are you?
What's up, Razzball Nation? That's how I talk when I'm on TV. A lot of gesticulating.
Well,
I gesticulate. You handle that, Nicholas?
it's just like the podcast.
Nikki Fairbanks? You know who Nikki Fairbanks is?
No, who's Nikki Fairbanks?
This girl I met on my bachelorette party. Oh, wait, Cougs is going to listen to this. No one. Nikki Fairbanks is no one. I don't even know what that name means. Why would you bring up that person who I've never heard of before?
I apologize. I'm not sure why I did that, Gray. I do apologize, but here we are. We are live on the...
Trying to get me divorced? What's wrong with you? Can you see?
We could get you on the air more often if you were divorced. Not that I'm suggesting it.
Well, we keep talking about Nikki Fairbanks.
All right, so I've spent the last 4 days, Gray, getting this studio set up. I've been in here about 15 hours a day. So welcome to the beautiful Razzball set, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me. I got a question for you, Nick.
Shoot.
This is a serious one.
Okay.
In Canada, is radio translate to video?
Well, the idea is that it's a radio-style show being done in a video format. Is that okay with you?
I hate to see what happens when you want to do the Razzball novel. It's going to be a Razzball horse and carriage. I don't know.
All right. Oh, the lights just went off in the studio. I need a clapper in here. Hello. Clap, clap. Anyone? Maybe? Okay. So things have gone really well so far. The only issues we've had is we've had a couple of lighting problems, which we're working on. But for the most part,
forget it. I was gonna say, I also misplaced my pants, but you can't see that anyway, so that's fine.
Absolutely, and that's the great part here is that we don't have to wear pants. Gray, I wore a really nice shirt for you today, but what happened is apparently stripes don't translate well to television.
Yeah, no, I could have told you that. Actually, from the 1920s, when they used to do silent films, they'd have everyone was in stripes because there was no sound. But once they invented sound, stripes went out. And then 90 years later, they're still out. So, I mean, you should have known this, but that's okay.
Well, I guess it just doesn't work well on television because I looked like, when you used to turn on the television before they actually went live for the day and they had all those colors? That's kind of what I looked like, so...
Yeah, no, this is actually. I think we should specify this is television radio, or is it radio television?
You call it whatever you want. I like Razzball Radio.
Teleadio.
I'm wearing the cans.
Vision.
We've got a radio quality mic. I'm wearing the can, so I'm feeling good to go here.
No, it's great. I'm excited. The set looks amazing. Seriously.
Thanks, buddy.
I would say that I have my expectations for most things are around a 4. And Nick, you honestly exceed the 4 by at least another 2. It's amazing. Imagine what you could do with an actual budget.
I am squeezing the beaver on the Canadian nickel. Everything I can get out of them, I'm getting out of this set and this. But hey, look, I'm really excited to be here. This is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, we're going to go Monday to Friday. As of right now, we're going at 10 p.m. Eastern. But we are talking to a network television station, and that might change in the not-too-distant future, Gray. So I hope you keep your days open, my friend.
Oh, I will. I look forward to when we're going on right after Antique Roadshow on PBS. It'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna be appraising furniture and also talking about fantasy baseball.
All right, good stuff. So I took all your advice last week when you were giving me a hard time about my RCL team. And it was points well taken and a good observation. I'm going to be a lot more heavily involved now that I'm actually set up and ready to go. I'm not spending all my days in here working as a set decorator. But have you tried to make any trades yet in the RCL?
Actually, I have. I offered Julio Teheran and Ryan Zimmerman for Josh Donaldson.
No, you didn't.
And I don't know. I mean, there was no response, but I guess I could take that as being turned down. And you know what I say to that? Turned down for what? Turned down for what?
We should put up a poll right now. We should see if people prefer Gray on the air or Gray just as a blogger.
I have a poll up. Whoa! Cha.
All right, you want to talk a little fantasy baseball? Get this started?
Let's do it.
All right. So, listen, let's start off with right off the bat, Jose Abreu is off to a fantastic start so far. Now, I have Abreu in no leagues because I didn't think both he and Tanaka could get off to such good starts. Obviously, both of them have. Obviously, I'm sure you like Jose Abreu, but what do you see his stat line being like 3 years from now? I mean, what is he just off to a hard start, or is this a guy who could really be a high round pick going forward?
3 years from now. Okay.
Put on your time machine cap.
Yeah. In May of 2016, I see Jose Abreu has reached the 756th homer of his career with Hank Aaron in attendance. And Aaron says to him, I'm so glad that you've finally broken my record. And as some of you might remember, in the fall of 2014, Bud Selig, as he was leaving office, he expunged all Barry Bonds' records. So all his records were expunged in the fall of 2014. And then, are we doing hypotheticals a little more general than this, or am I being too specific?
No, I like it. I'm following you. This is fantastic.
So Hank Aaron and Jose Abreu film a commercial for Ballpark Wieners. No, I'd say Jose Abreu is probably what we used to expect from Mark Teixeira in the 35 homer, 280-ish average, maybe a little bit higher on the average. He also, unlike Teixeira, Abreu has a little bit of speed, not a huge amount, maybe a couple. And then he's also, but the power is real. I do believe, I do believe the power is real, and I like him. I would actually, if I was re-ranking right now, I would put Jose Abreu around maybe top 20 overall. I don't see him being much lower than that. I'm recalculating in my head which guys are falling out and which guys are going in. But yeah, I think probably around top 20.
Yeah, that's a fair spot, absolutely. What's interesting, too, is he's kept his walks fairly low. So it bodes well for a guy who swings as big as he does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Speaking of big swingers, I don't know if Nelson Cruz has reinvented himself as Ponce de Leon or if he's found another sort of over-the-counter supplement. But, man, he's playing like the quad A player he was 3 or 4 years ago. You buying Nelson Cruz right now, having a little mini resurgence? What do you think?
I like how you turned quad A player into a positive. It's a negative. It's not a positive. No, I'd say Nelson Cruz is he seems like he always is exactly the same. A guy who manages to get to 27 homers and then gets injured. Or he'll get to like 15 homers, get injured for 30 days, come back and hit 12 homers. Or get injured around the 18th homer mark, come back for 9 homers. He always manages to get to like within 3 homers of 27 homers. It's uncanny, even if it is, whether it's true or not.
You know what? I don't know how to tie this into.
Whether I just made that up.
I don't know how to tie this into a sponsorship deal yet, but between you and I, all the hand talking that's going to happen on this show, maybe a glove sponsor, maybe Isotoner.
Pizza bagel.
Yeah, pizza bagel. You're a pizza bagel, and I'm corned beef and pizza. All All right, so we're just waiting for the inevitable injury, right?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say anything different really for him with his track record. But I mean, he did take that 1 year contract, so I don't know. I don't really buy that a 1 year contract suddenly makes a guy healthy for the whole year. He's either going to be healthy or he's not. I don't see, suddenly like, oh yeah, I don't pull my hamstring because I have to play for my contract. It seems kind of silly and far fetched. Probably 27 homers, 260 average is Nelson Cruz, and there's going to be a DL stint in there somewhere.
Yep. Okay. No, I'm with you. So there's been, it's funny because as many pitchers have been hurt and blowing out their arms, there's some real exciting young pitching talent out right now. It's a fun time to actually watch some of these guys, but again, it just seems inevitable that they're going to start getting hurt. But if you're picking right now, who's starting the National League All-Star Game? Is it Jose Fernandez or Johnny Cueto?
I'd have to go with Fernandez. I think Cueto is real. I am no longer a doubter on Cueto. He has proved my dislike completely wrong. I think he is a legitimate top 10 to 15 starter at this point. Jose Fernandez, on the other hand, is a top 3 to 4 starter. I don't see many guys much better than Jose Fernandez. It'll be interesting to see how well Kershaw comes back, but other than Kershaw, Dervish, Efher, and then you're Jose Fernandez. Really, I mean, Wainwright is in there. They're all really like 1A, B, C, and D.
It's a nice mix.
Speaking of D, how about Dee Gordon?
I like that segue. Good job. So actually, I'm glad you brought up Dee Gordon because he's off to an unbelievable start. He's playing really well. Has he finally kind of put it all together, or are we just watching a real hot streak right now?
Wow, you really did go into Dee Gordon. Yeah, he's around a 350 guy, I think, right now, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way any way he's possibly keeps that up. His probably is, I forget, his balls batted into play are probably over 400, I would guess. There's no chance he's hitting that well. His line drives are up, and his ground balls are up, which is actually an oxymoron, but very good for Dee Gordon because he's fast. So you want a guy like him hitting the ball on the ground. Dee Gordon's also more of a 280 to 290 hitter at this point with his line drives and ground balls. He's cut his fly balls, which is great. I don't see him really falling off, to the level where he was in previous years, like around, say, the 220 mark where you were hoping to get that from him. He's not that. I think he's really has improved. He's made improvements to his swings. He looks much better. I'd say he's a good 270, 50 steal guy, which at middle infield, it's amazing. It's you really lucked out if you got him in the end rounds of your draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Or in a lot of leagues, he was available on the waiver wire for the first couple of weeks. What kind of blows my mind is I think something we're going to see. Some smart managers are going to put it together, but bring in like a real bunting consultant because all these guys that are so fast, Dee Gordon, Eric Young, Billy Hamilton, if these guys could just learn to lay a bunt down, they're so fast that they could. They could be a 300 hitter as a bunter. They're so fast.
I think I think actually Dwayne Murphy, he should do. He was instrumental in changing Edwin and Batista's swings in Toronto, which I'm sure you're aware of because you're a huge Blue Jays fan. So he has a lesser-known brother, Billy Murphy, and Billy Murphy is actually a bunter. So Billy and Dwayne on the Blue Jays, I mean, they're really they hit the ball either over the fence or before the grass starts on the infield. How do you defend that? You can't.
That would be a good combo, though. If you were a power hitter that could lay down a bunt, I've seen that a few times. Especially when there's when there's a big shift on.
Oh, by the way, in the RCL league,
Yeah.
trade got turned down for what?
Hey, I don't know if you saw this, but in that same RCL league, I offered Jay Wrong the other day. I offered him Robinson Cano for Matt Kemp, Anthony Rendon, and Marcus Stroman. What are your thoughts on that? Which side would you rather have?
Say it again, Kemp.
Kemp, Anthony Rendon, Marcus Stroman for Cano.
Oh, is that for real? Oh wait, he didn't take that trade?
No, he didn't.
That's bizarre. I don't understand. I guess because Chase Headley wasn't in the trade on your side going to him. I don't know. That's a bizarre trade to turn down. I would have took Cano in a second.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so.
Cano was the side you were giving to Jay, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I would jumped all over Cano at that point. You're basically getting back 2 waiver guys and a guy who just looks like a mess. Right?
Yeah. Look, I'm still going to take a chance on Kemp. I still think, well, anyway, that's a discussion for another day. But I thought he should have done it. I mean, I was willing to gamble on Rendon. I like Rendon a lot. I was willing to gamble on Stroman potentially getting into the rotation for the Jays and being useful this year.
Yeah.
He's pitched really well in Buffalo.
Stroman and Kemp. Was there a third guy?
Anthony Rendon.
Oh, Rendon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In the RCL, I wouldn't be surprised if he picked him up off of waivers. Probably T-Hole, in his infinite wisdom, dropped him in the first 5 minutes after the draft. T-Hole dropped his whole team. It was like when you're friends with Brewster right after he gets the inheritance and Brewster's millions, and you're just like walking around following Brewster, just waiting for a all-star to drop off out of T-Hole's team.
Speaking of which, I think we're supposed to have T-Hole on tomorrow, so I'll let him discuss his.
We went to the Playboy Mansion. I really like T-Hole. I know he gets a lot of guff in the comments, but I'm a big fan. I think he's he cracks me up. I don't know what he's thinking most of the time, but he does crack me up.
And I believe you did call him the most beautiful man you've ever actually seen in person. So
yeah, he's a gorgeous person. He is, like, it's ridiculous. I am, obviously I'm married to a woman. I guess I should say. Cougar is a woman, but yeah, I don't know. T-Hole is like, kind of makes you a little. He makes you wanna.
I'm clipping that. That's going on one of the outtake shows.
No, but the best is like the draft happens, and then everyone but Dominic Brown is good to go off of T-Hole's team.
Dominic Brown and Baez.
Whoa, what are you doing? Why are you dropping it? Oh my God! I wish I had more waiver claims. And now he's like, why am I in 11th place? I don't understand.
It's funny because it's true. All right.
It actually is very true. Unfortunately for T-Hole, he got a little panicked too early.
He's got a real unhealthy obsession with Dominic Brown.
I know.
He really does.
You should ask him about that tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I do. I don't get a chance to. Every time he's on, he's the one who brings it up. So
T-Hole is my fodder.
All right, let's talk about another young player who we've been kind of waiting on for the last couple of years. Looks like he might be putting it together because he's actually drawing walks at a much higher rate than previous years. Desmond Jennings, is he breaking through, or is this Crispy Young 2.0?
Yeah, no, it looks like he is. His line drives are better. His walks are better. His K rate is still on the plus side of 20, which isn't good. And he's probably more he's probably still around a 265 hitter, maybe 270. But his power and speed, I mean, there's always been the reason why he's always sucked me in every draft I've ever, for the last couple of years. Against my better judgment, I've always gone like, oh, here, Desmond Jennings has got, 20 homer power, 40 steal speed. I got to, give him at least a flyer. Why not, And then against my worst judgment this year, I didn't draft him anywhere, but I wish I did because, the power and the speed is real. And, as I've said before, you really just want to look at power and speed and, hope for the best with the rest. Wow, I'm a poet. I don't even know it. Oh, my God. They're just rolling off.
Tell me the truth. Who did you think going into the season was going to wind up the closer for the Rangers?
Felice was where my money was.
And
Yeah.
after Felice got hurt, who'd you think?
Then it was Soria, no question.
Is he just, because he's been unbelievable, he's been lights out the last few weeks. Is he just finally healthy for the first time in a couple of years, mixed with a little bit of opportunity? Because he didn't pitch this well last year for the Rangers.
Yeah, well, no, he was injured. Yeah, no, I mean, whenever he's been healthy, he's been great. I think Soria's, I think he's an easy 40 save, great ratio guy with good Ks. I don't mind Soria at all. I think there's a good chance that he could, potential closer the whole year. He does. He needs more days off than some other.
And apparently we've lost Gray. You froze there for a second, buddy. It sounded like you were actually rapping again.
Oh, I was. No, I wasn't. I wish. I can.
No, please don't.
Freestyle.
So
sorry.
So it's only been 15 games, but Mark Teixeira is actually having a bit of a resurgence. 5 homers so far in the first 15 games. You buying him on any level?
No, not at all. Maybe I give him. He's like Nelson Cruz plus 5 years. I'll give Teixeira a month, 6 weeks of healthy play.
That's it. That's it, and it's over.
Yeah, that's it. It's over. That's it, and it's over. And you know what? That's it, and it's over for my response too. I'm moving on.
All right, Nathan Extra Virgin Olive Oil. How do you pronounce his last name?
Eovaldi.
Eovaldi.
Oh, actually, Lovaldi. That's what I like to call him. Lovaldi.
Now, you've actually been on him. You had him in your first buy sell of the year.
Don't be starting rumors. I wasn't on anyone.
All right, your first buy sell column of the year, you had Nathan Extra Virgin Olive Oil as a buy. Now, people may realize, but he was a top prospect in the Dodgers system. He was a key guy in the Hanley Ramirez deal when he went to the Marlins. He's only 47% owned. What's wrong?
People are real slow to react. I think the Marlins. I think the Marlins in general get a bad rap. Speaking of bad rap, no, I'm not going to rap. I think some teams just get ignored. Like I thought the same with not to do like a 45 askew angle from Eovaldi. I'll go back to Eovaldi, but I just want to quickly say I thought Colin McHugh over at the Astros, I thought he was kind of in the same camp where it was like people were ignoring him just simply because he was an Astro. He hurt me. he hurt me soul, as Lupe Fiasco would say. Eovaldi is. I think he was ignored because he was on the Marlins and he wasn't really anything special in previous years. If you just looked at his, his ERA and WHIP and the Ks, the usual stuff that fantasy ballers like to look at. I think Eovaldi is actually is an interesting case, and why I did make him a lead buy. Like I think it was like April 2nd of the year. Like I loved Eovaldi coming into the year. I loved him, as my I don't know if it was the first buy or maybe it was the second buy column of the year. I dedicated the whole column to him because I like him so much. Because one reason. He throws fast. That's it. I mean, it's like, I understand there's more to pitching than just throwing the ball fast. But when you can throw the ball 96 miles per hour on average, good things can happen. I mean, they don't necessarily have to happen, but they can happen. I mean, look at, for instance, Carlos Marmol. He couldn't throw the ball. He couldn't hit the backstop, but he threw fast. So people were like, yeah, he's the closer. It doesn't matter. But Eovaldi is I think I'm doing this off of memory, but Jose Fernandez, Strasburg, Scherzer, Matt Harvey, Schmarza. These are like the top guys for velocity last year. And also, I think Willie Peralta snuck in there. So you have guys that are basically, you're talking about 5 of the top 10 pitchers from last year. So, of course, you want to look at velocity. It's not like Aaron Harang is throwing 97 miles per hour. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you try Eovaldi or Lavaldi or Livaldi? Livaldi.
47% owned, so go out and grab him. I
want to continue on Eovaldi for now. I'm joking.
Sure.
I'm not going to talk for 12 minutes on Eovaldi.
All right, but I'm setting you up with another guy you can talk about because he's been a love affair of yours for the last couple of years. Nice player, but you were really in on him. Michael Brantley looks like this may be his year for the big breakout.
Yeah, I'll keep it real simple. Like Minnie Pearl would have wanted. I'm going to keep it real simple for you. A guy is fast and he has power. You're interested. That's it. It's not. I understand. A lot of people look at the mustache. They see the beautiful eyes, the handsome features, and they're like, this guy must be smart because he's goddamn handsome. And I agree with a lot of that, but it's not brain surgery. If a guy's fast and he has power, he's good. That's it. I feel like George Costanza when he's trying to make a point, Jerry. That's all you need, Jerry.
All right, so listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap the show up a little bit early today, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, seriously, once we're done here, I still have to keep working on the set. But you can see here we do have the set going. We got some lighting issues, and we're also working on some graphics. There's a lot more to come. We actually have some actually great commercials, well-produced commercials we're going to be rolling in here too, because we've got some great sponsors, of course, like DraftKings, Sports Vault, Gilt.com is on board, Rhinos Energy. So we got a real exciting group of people who are helping us out and help making this possible. So, Gray, here's the plan. As of right now, we're going to go at 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, okay? Starting next week, we're going to play a daily game with DraftKings. It'll be one of those 50-50 games, $2 to get in, so real easy to play. Also...
I'm not. Am I doing that too? Am I playing that? I'm not playing.
You can have one of your interns play for you.
Okay, yeah. I'll give it to, I don't even know. Jay Wrong. Jay Wrong will play. He loves that stuff.
So we are still, this is kind of like how the sausage gets made. This is, we're still in the process here. We're working out the kinks, but I have no idea if this actually live streamed or not. But other than that, and some poor lighting, this is actually working out pretty good.
You're saying we just did all this for nothing?
No.
I'm going to find you in Arizona and kill you. And don't put that part, edit this part out, because I am going to, and I don't want any evidence.
All right, tomorrow, who do we have tomorrow? Whoa, jeez Louise. Tomorrow, who do we have? We have, I think we got Sky and T-Hole on the show tomorrow. So we're going to rotate through the guests. But again, right now we're going at 10 p.m. Eastern, but in a couple weeks that might change. And hopefully we can get a lot more of you on, Mr. Gray.
And next week we're going to do a Razzball record of 45, which is actually going to be a Frisbee. We're going to sell it. We're doing a Razzball book on tape, which actually...
Great. Listen, I want to say thanks.
Hey, good first show. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And you know what else?
What else?
I hope other people are saying it, but out on that.
You know what? Actually, you froze on that part, Gray. So can you say that again? You really did. And you're freezing again. And, I think you blinked.
What?
Hey, we missed that whole last part from you, buddy.
Oh, okay. It's probably for the best.
Just mime it out. Mime it out. All right, Gray. So listen, you're going to join us again Thursday this week, right here, 10 p.m. Eastern on Razzball Radio. I guess it's Razzball Radio on TV. I don't know. We're working on it. We got the truck. Truck is about to get wrapped. So we're going to be in the studio most days, but of course on the tours, we'll absolutely be on the road. But we're also going to do a lot of remote. So we'll actually take the show to the people, Gray. You can't say I'm not a man of the people. Sagging off. And with that, we will sign off. Thanks for joining us today on Razzball Radio. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern.